Sun's forces. If they maintain this outpost, the True Sons will be a direct threat to the campus.
Got a visual on additional hostiles in the Memorial compound. They're moving south. There's a gate between you. It looks closed from here.
Agent, you'll need to find a way to open that gate.
If someone's there, find them.
Damn, Agent Wolf! I'll get that support gun. Is KIA. Frag out.
There! Out!
You'll bleed out. Grenades down.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
Want some more of this? Lost my target. Back off.
Let's take the position out of... Fuck you, division!
Stay away! Fuck! You're fucked!
All clear. I repeat, the compound is all clear.
No, that can't be all.
What's up agents, Patrick Wolf here, welcome to another Division 2 build video. Today's video is going to be the Toxic Plague build 2.0. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but a certain bag got a very huge buff, Eclipse Protocol bag, which works with the One Piece. Probably a lot of people won't actually know that. It got a huge buff, and this gave me an idea to bring back one of my previous builds I did a couple of weeks ago, a few months ago. That was the Toxic Plague build, the first one. This is going to be the second version for TU11. If you guys like status effects, damage, and all of that, proccing the bleed, utilizing the bleed, the Vile Mask, you will really enjoy this build. So let's get straight into it. So the whole point of the build that we're going to be using is we want to have our skill tier quite decently high. Just enough so that we can heal ourselves, because this is going to be mainly a DPS build with a bit of status effect and skill tier on top, if you know what I mean. So let's go straight into the specializations. Now I want to use Technician. Now the reason for that is because we do get an extra skill tier. Now there's various ways of getting extra skill tiers from this build. We can put the mechanical animal, which gives us up to 3 skill tiers, or we can use the new named pistol, which I don't have yet. I'm going to hopefully get it today, which just by holding it gives you a skill tier. That would be more for maybe tier 5 builds where you're just focusing on skill damage or explosive damage from your skills. But there's various ways you can combine the two and with your builds, so it's completely up to you. Like I say, all my builds are templates for you guys to adapt and adjust to suit your own playstyles. So just remember that. Don't just copy builds. We also get, this is actually quite something that people overlook a lot of the time, 12% damage to drones, skill proxies, and robotics. This actually really helps, especially because they are quite tanky and they are very dangerous in a lot of content, and this will help you do damage to them in various ways. You can also use the Artificial Hive. Many different skills you can use with this build, but we're going to primarily focus on the bleed because that's the whole point of it, because the gear set Ongoing Directives gives us the bleed. So plus 10% skill healing, because this is going to be, you know, you're not going to be tanky. So this will actually give us a lot of healing because we have stacked some repair skills like I'm going to show you. We'll get into all of this in a minute. I just want to make sure you understand why we chose the specialization and what to keep in mind. Another thing to also look at is Faraday Field. So party members within 5 meters of your deployed and undisrupted skills are immune to shock and disruption. This can be interesting because in, for example, the summit, when the dogs are about to blow up and your teammates are going to get disrupted, which, you know, if your guy is a status person or a skill build, this could help. You throw it next to him and he actually is immune. So it's quite strong. And also when you throw your hive, for example, you get 15% bonus armor, you know, which it does help. It could save you. Make sure you guys have LMG damage and assault rifle damage. This is going to be more of a medium to long range build, so you can use a rifle if you want to, or a sniper. Let's go through this. So this is going to be the build, guys. It's very important to note that Ongoing Directive actually gives you hollow point ammo, which puts the enemy on bleed. So with that being said, every time, so what happens, how this works is we're going to go through each piece and each set, but let me give you a kind of like a rundown and summarize it. So what's going to happen is you need to throw your hive, a bleed hive, or some sort of way through grenade or blind or firefly to proc some sort of status effect. When you kill that enemy, you get hollow point ammo, right? The chest piece is a must-have. I think you need to use the chest piece because it gives you, instead of 20% amplified weapon damage, which is multiplicative, it actually gives you 35. So that's why we've gone for the chest. What happens is when Ongoing Directive gives you the hollow point ammo, every bullet you shoot at an NPC will put them on the bleed. So one bullet, every single bullet gives you, it looks like it's exploding, but it is amplified damage, and it's really, really strong because you know, when you put one enemy on the bleed, we are going to activate the Vile Mask, which is going to tick them over, more damage, okay, and the Eclipse Backpack, which recently got a massive buff, which gives you 30% amplified damage to status affected targets. You will be staggered at the damage that this build can actually do. You destroy NPCs. It's actually, it's one of the highest outputting of damage right now if you get all of your cards right. So this does work with the one piece. This is an Eclipse piece, one piece. This got buffed from 15 to 30%. So it's very important to utilize this. It's actually amazing, and I'm loving it. I knew about this since the PTS, but I kind of wanted to try and keep it a secret so I could bring you this build fully in the game when TU11 actually drops. So now that you understand how it works, let's go through each individual piece. So now that we understand that everyone's going to be bleeding all the time, pretty much, if I'm honest, we're going to be using Sadist, which is extremely good. Now, I made a video comparing Sadist with InSync, and Sadist does more damage than InSync. And I don't know why. I think it's got something to do with the multiplicative damage, but you actually get more damage from Sadist than InSync. So it is the highest damage outputting talent gun combination in the game. Now, that might be difficult to understand, but pairing it with hollow point ammo escalates that tremendously. So we are not very tanky. We will be healing ourselves. You'll see how I've done that in the build now. So I've used the FAL. You can use whatever gun you want. I don't recommend getting close range. The chest piece, the exotic chest piece that is from the summit, puts enemies on bleed, but you have to be within 10 meters. And I really think that's just, you just want to kill yourself if you do that. I don't believe in that. I don't think it's really good, especially because we're quite squishy. Being from long or to medium to long range is ideal for this build because we want to be outputting damage without risking ourselves getting too close. It's going to be a PvE build. You can put this in PvP. I think it can be very strong, but it's going to be a bit more difficult and slightly more situational than you would want, but it's completely up to you. The FAL is an amazing weapon from range. You can hit. The accuracy and stability is one of the best in the game for assault rifles. So Sadist, make sure that's on. Damage to targets out of cover. This is a beautiful piece. It's absolutely god rolled, so try and get something near this. You can use whatever assault rifle you want. Another option for you guys could be the Pestilence if you really want to. That will give you a third buff, or a third enemy debuff to put them on the bleed, hollow point ammo, and the Pestilence tick and the Vile Mask, so it's completely up to you. You can use the AK. I've got some decent ones here. G36 is one of my favorite. The Mechanical Animal will give you more skill tiers for your healing drone, which will keep you alive. This is completely up to you. I probably might use this in certain situations, so make sure you guys have a Mechanical Animal. It gives you, it gives you 3 skill tiers, which is very, very good. So let's go over how I've modded this. Now, crit chance is not going to be the focus of this. It's going to be raw base damage, which is very strong. That's why the Pestilence could be a very good option, but I wanted to just try something new. So we've got rounds, we've got crit chance here, because a little bit extra crit chance doesn't hurt, but we don't want to be stacking crit chance on this build because it's going to be very difficult to reach 60. So we'd rather, like for example, our mods focus on, well, let me get to that in a second. The Carnage LMG, this is very good. I think I put this in my previous build, the first version of this. This one has got damage to armor, I've rolled on there. Quite a decent one. Perfect Sadist. Deal plus 25% weapon damage to bleeding enemies. After 3 kills, applies bleed to the next enemy you hit. So this is also another way of actually proccing the bleed. So you wouldn't even need to use the Bleeder Hive if you didn't want to. That's why Sadist is such a good talent in the game right now. The pistol I've gone for, the Maxim 9. I think it's one of the best pistols in the game because it's got perfect spike, especially when you run out of ammo in the Summit. They give you the ammo debuff and you actually lose ammo really quickly. Perfect spike, 25% skill damage. It helps your hive, but that's not the focus of this build. I just wanted to give you guys an option there. Then let's go through each individual piece. So the Vile Mask is very good. It does work with the hollow point ammo. So every time you shoot them, you are going to be ticking almost the same as the actual bleed itself. You're doubling your bleed damage pretty much with this. And now that depends on your skill tier, but for me, it actually doubles it because we have got 3 skill tiers on this. So 1, 2, and then the Technician Specialization, which gives us 1 extra one. So the Vile Mask is very good. When you're modding, what I've done is I've put repair skills on all of my mods because we're using a healer drone, and it actually heals you really well because I've got quite a lot of repair skills. So it's also going to heal my teammates if I need to heal them because, you know, we want to be able to keep our armor up with the damage that this is going to be dishing out. I didn't want to waste, you know, putting 1 blue on the build. It wouldn't really be ideal. So, Toxic Delivery, status effects also apply a damage over time debuff for 10 seconds. Total damage dealt is equal to 50% of your concussion grenade. So, it's more efficient to stack explosive damage to raise the debuff, but status effect also increases it. So, and increased by your status effect attribute. And that's why we have gone for every piece of the ongoing directive. We have rolled, except this one, we've rolled status effect. This one, to match my healer drone, I've put repair skills. It's completely up to you if you want to put status effect there. Holster, status effects, increase the duration of the bleed. That's very important, the damage and the duration of the bleed. The more the bleed is on, the more time we have to dish the damage, because here's the frustrating part. The hollow point ammo from the ongoing directive doesn't refresh. So it's important that it lasts as long as possible. Otherwise, you have to shoot the NPC again. Now, you can go a different way here. Let me just quickly say, you could go all repair skills, or you can go all crit chance and get your crit chance up. You need to decide how you want to play with this. I personally prefer having the status effect because a lot of times the bleed damage is quite high with the vial, and you actually end up killing NPCs with you know, a couple bullets. Even if they've got full health, the health gets depleted. So I like the way it runs, and I get more time to utilize the damage with my guns. So it could outweigh having 60% crit chance, if you see what I'm saying. So let's just go through the ongoing and how it works. So we get status effect obviously as a 2-piece, so that's more. 30% reload speed, which is really good for the LMG. Rules of engagement: killing a status effect enemy grants hollow point ammo for your active weapon. Hollow point ammo amplifies weapon damage by 20%, that's multiplicative, and applies bleed on hit. The chest piece is a must-have. Increases hollow point ammo weapon damage amplification from 20 to 35%. Must have, let's go. So we've gone through the holster, we'll go through the backpack last. Ongoing directive gloves, status effect, weapon damage. Knee pads, status effect, weapon damage. Backpack, now this does work. It's very, very nice, and I love how it looks. I actually haven't changed it. We got the teal from this completing level 100 summit yesterday. If you guys want to see the stream, I will be streaming on Twitch today, so make sure you go and follow so you get notified when I do go live. This does work. 30% is just too good to pass up. I don't think any other bag gives you that amount of damage. There is a backpack talent that gives you quite close, but this is really good. I mean, even this one right here, Unstoppable Force, gives you 25%. But remember, this is amplified weapon damage, so this stacks with the ongoing directive. It's absolutely incredible, and I really do love the way this works. Now with our skills, we've gone for the bleed hive. Now when you're modding this, make sure you put stinger charges. Stim efficiency I don't even think works for this, and then health plus 10%. That does help, especially in PvP, but it just depends what kind of mods you actually have. Now we have got some decent healing with this drone right here. 6.8% duration. We've got 9.9 health and 6.7 armor repair. I don't have the best mods for that. Let's go through the stats. We've got 25 crit, like I said. Don't be worried about this. The base damage is what's going to shine. The headshot damage is also not too bad. I'll scroll through. You guys can pause the video if you want to have a look at any of the other details. Skills here, we've got 10% skill haste. We've got charges there. Cooldown 22 seconds. Skill haste, it's not too important. The healing is actually not too bad. Almost 60k. Let's go over to the shooting range, and I can quickly showcase some of this to you guys. So it is set to heroic, as you can see. So let's just get some restock, and I will quickly showcase this to you guys. So what we're going to do is we're just going to get it up close, and we're going to proc this. So like I said, the best way to do it is with the hive, unless you want to do 3 or 4 kills later. And then once you kill the NPC, you actually do get the hollow point ammo. As you can see, there's a little indication of a bullet and a droplet, which indicates that I have got the hollow point ammo. So every time we shoot, it applies, look at that, 63 and 82k from the bleed and the vial combined. So as you can see, it's ticking away his armor big time, and you'll be able to see the damage increase from your normal DPS build, and it's actually quite alarming how much damage you can do when you combine these two. So have a look at this. This is a heroic named NPC. We're going to proc the bleed. Then look at that. You can even stop shooting now. We'll just stop shooting and look how he's ticking away. Val Mask is doing the 63k, and he's pretty much dead. I just really do like the damage and the way you can spread it around to NPCs. Like if you run over here, and you can even throw your hive in there, or you just do that and you just spread it. Obviously you need to have your hollow point ammo. So let's have a look and see just how quickly we can heal ourselves. So we've stacked repair skills. Incoming repairs would also work with the drone or any kind of healing skills. But look how quickly this heals us. And the reason why we've gone for repair skills is because we can also heal our teammates. And for some reason, repair skills scales better than incoming repairs to yourself. I know it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me, but that's just how the developers have set it up. So with that being said, please make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, and yeah, hopefully you enjoy the build, and I'll be seeing everybody in the next video. Peace out, agents.